The middle class old people, the people that are your grandparents or your parents, are not the reason why the economy is bad.
My dad worked for the same company for 30 years, a low-paying job, stayed with the company, bought a house, all of that sorts of stuff, got fired.
Many boomers aren't any more prepared for retirement than you are.
Welcome back, you guys. Today we're going to get in a video about a lot of boomers are struggling and doing bad in this economy. They on fixed income. I'm not going to waste a lot of your time. Let's get into these videos right now.
So I know a lot of people, have this idea that boomers are just hoarding all the money and they have all of this money. But let me give you a perspective of what my boomer dad is going through right now. My dad worked for the same company for 30 years, a low-paying job, stayed with the company, bought a house, all of that sorts of stuff, got fired. Now, since then, he's been working another very low-paying job and had no money, has no savings, no retirement, owes a bunch of money on the house, can barely afford bills, putting stuff on credit cards, and just is oblivious to the fact, just has no financial literacy whatsoever. So now us, his kids, are having to, everything is piling up now. He also got this, it's this loan basically where a company invests in your house, and if you're supposed to sell your house, he is never selling this house. So he's going to owe this company a lot of money or be forced to sell his house. Now he can't even pay this house. He's not even going to be able to afford to live anywhere if that happens. So now he's stuck trying to figure out, well, he's not even trying to figure it out because he doesn't even know. Now we're stuck trying to figure out what we can do to fix it. And it is so frustrating when you're younger and you don't understand things are going on and you think things are fine. And then now when you're older, you figure out everything comes to a fruition. He's like 65 years old now with no retirement, no nothing. Owes money on this house, his bills are sky high. He's got this old heater. He's got all of these crazy bills and he can barely afford to live. And he's just doesn't even have a thought about it. Shit is going to hit the fan. And so now we have to be so stressed and worried about figuring this stuff out for him.
So the boomers are finally figuring out there's high prices. Well, the fact is, I don't think they actually missed the memo. You think you really understand what's going on in the economy. Many boomers aren't any more prepared for retirement than you are. See, the fact is they work 40 plus years. So imagine working 40 plus years. You worked at a factory, you went to school, you bought a house. And guess what? After 40 plus years, you expect you're supposed to retire, but guess what? You never saved no money in all those 40 plus years.
You people on here, man, young people, this is your grandparents, this is your mom and dad, especially if you're my age. People that are younger than that, they're on there bitching about how these old people are the reason why the economy is bad. The middle class old people, the people that are your grandparents or your parents, are not the reason why the economy is bad. You add to the fact that they want to have a decent quality of life, which means it's a culture issue. I lived overseas for 8 years. It's a culture issue. Our culture is a work culture. That's the way it is. We don't set things up in our culture for people to actually truly relax and have time from a personal standpoint to enjoy your life better. It's a machine. The way we work, the way things work in this country is they want people working all the time, as long as possible. That's capitalism. We want to keep keep churning it out, keep churning the money, keep churning the products, keep buying shit. It makes me so mad to go to the comments and read all of the hate that's spewed towards boomers. It's not their fault.
I was watching videos this morning about broke boomer parents, and I wanted to talk about this. My parents, despite working almost their entire lives, ended up having everything wiped out by my father having to go into a nursing home. And I could get into a lot of details about that, but the important lesson here is that it doesn't take much to push a family completely over the edge. And on top of that, my mom's shopping addiction, that's a whole nother set of things. Auto pay and QVC and all these different things, they're taking advantage of your parents. Also, predatory loans against the house. I can honestly say if that my mother wouldn't have died when she did 4 months after my father, I'm not 100% sure she would have been able to keep that house. When she died, we found out that she was $40,000 in debt, plus she had a second mortgage.
So it's been reported a lot that baby boomers hold all the wealth in the United States, as much as $84 trillion of it, right? But that only tells part of the story, because there's a segment of baby boomers who aren't wealthy, who literally aren't successful. And you know what that stat is? 43%. Yes, 43% of old people today have no money in savings, retirement, investing, zero, right? And you kind of have to wonder, how can you be 70, 80 years old, have literally nothing to show for it? Well, I did some digging. So when I was a kid, I noticed that a lot of my friends' parents were divorced, baby boomers. And that divorce rate among baby boomers is 48%. Yes, 48%, almost half. And when you look at it, divorce is an extremely costly process that can ruin a person and a family financially, right? So what lesson can we take from the baby boomers? Be kind of picky about who you marry, right? Because it might affect you for the rest of your life.
Yeah, let me know what you think, guys, down in the comments. Boomers are struggling, having a hard time. They're on fixed income. Right now, they have a hard time buying medicine, food, grocery. They're not able to get out and work, do overtime, full time, whatever, just like us. They are retired. They're supposed to be relaxing. Let me know down in the comment what you think. And the percentage of the boomers that's out here struggling and doing bad is greatly terrible right now. If you'd like to check out more videos, you can click right here. Also, subscribe to the channel. You can click right here. Thank you for watching. Thanks for supporting. I'm out.
If you are a believer, you're born again, you are called to be a watchman or watchwoman or watch person, doesn't matter. So, that means you are someone who's to